Have you ever wanted to be someone else? Simply wake up and be braver, more outgoing, more outspoken, but it feels like a massive shift that you could never pull off? Welcome back to Transformation Toolkit. Today, I'm going to let you in on a secret. You can choose to be someone else all the time, or even just in certain situations. You might be thinking this sounds impossible, or even inauthentic. We've been told that true self-discovery means finding our core identity and staying faithful to it. But what if I challenge that notion? What if authenticity isn't about being one fixed version of yourself, but about embracing your capacity for growth? The truth is, we are never just one thing. We are a constellation of potential, constantly shifting, adapting, and responding to the world around us. Every conversation changes us. Every challenge reshapes us. Every moment of vulnerability or strength adds another layer to who we are. The question isn't whether you can transform. The question is, are you going to let transformation happen to you? Or are you going to intentionally shape your own evolution? Let's look at some powerful examples of intentional transformation. Take Lady Gaga. She was born Stephanie Joanne Angelina Germanotta. In an interview with Flybe magazine, she explained how her transformation began. "I've always been Gaga. It's just that I didn't know until my producer Rob Fusari started calling me Gaga. He said I had this theatrical, dramatic, and operatic way about me, like Freddie Mercury." But this wasn't just about a name change. In a Rolling Stone interview, she explained, Stephanie is, a perpetually tortured artist. That's why I changed my name. I don't want to be Stephanie. You have to be Gaga to survive. This transformation gave her the freedom to fully express her artistic vision and embrace her most authentic self. Another example is Lana Del Rey, who was born Elizabeth Woolridge Grant. In an interview with Vogue, she said, "I wanted a name that sounded sort of exotic and reminded me of the seaside on the Floridian coast." Lana Del Rey sounded beautiful, but it went deeper than aesthetics. In a separate interview, she said, "I wanted a name I could shape the music towards. I was going to become a different person." She created a new world for herself, a new way of seeing herself, and in doing so, she gave herself permission to evolve. Even the legendary Madonna, who kept her birth name, understood the power of self-creation. "I wanted to be somebody. I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to be a star," she told Rolling Stone in 1984. "I worked really hard to get what I wanted." She famously declared to Time magazine, "I always thought I should be treated like a star." And that belief helped shape her reality. But maybe the most fascinating example is Beyoncé and her alter ego, Sasha Fierce. Speaking to Oprah, she explained, "Sasha Fierce is the fun, more sensual, more aggressive, more outspoken side and more glamorous side that comes out when I'm working and when I'm on the stage." Later, she went deeper. "I have someone else that takes over when it's time for me to work. And when I'm on stage, this alter ego that I've created kind of protects me and who I really am." Now, you might be thinking, that's great for celebrities, but how does this apply to my life? This is where it gets exciting. The same principles they used can work for anyone. Let me break this down into practical steps. First, identify your character. What version of yourself do you want to be in specific situations? Maybe you need to be more assertive in meetings. Imagine your own Sasha Fierce, taking control of the boardroom. Or perhaps you need to be more patient with family. Think of it as creating a role for yourself, just as these artists did. Second, study the traits you want to embody. What would your ideal self do in challenging situations? How would they carry themselves? How would they speak? Just as Lady Gaga embraced her theatrical side through her Gaga persona, you can embrace and amplify the qualities you admire. Third, practice in low-stakes situations. Before Beyoncé became the powerhouse performer we know today, she created Sasha Fierce to help her overcome stage fright. Start small. Try being your new self in a coffee shop where nobody knows you. Practice making eye contact, speaking with conviction, or whatever trait you're working on. Fourth, Give yourself permission to evolve. As Lana Del Rey said, she wanted to create a new world for herself. You have that same power. Your transformation doesn't need to be permanent or all-encompassing. It can be situational, like Beyoncé's Sasha Fierce, or it can be a gradual evolution, like Madonna's journey to stardom. Let's talk about why this works, because there is science behind personal transformation. Research in psychological science has identified several key mechanisms that make this possible. Dr. Richard Wiseman's work on the as-if principle shows that acting as if you have a particular trait actually develops that trait over time. It's not just positive thinking. It's about creating new behavioral patterns that your brain eventually adopts as natural. This connects to what neuroscientists call neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to form new neural pathways throughout your life. When you consistently practice new behaviors, you're literally rewiring your brain. So let me give you the formula for transformation. Think of it as your personal recipe for change. Identity plus action plus consistency equals transformation. Here's how it works. Identity is who you want to become in specific situations. Your Sasha Fierce moment. Action is the practical steps you take, the new behaviors, attitudes, and choices. Consistency is the practice, showing up day after day, situation after situation. And transformation is the result, the new neural pathways, the natural behaviors, the evolved you. Think of it like this. Just as Lady Gaga didn't become Gaga overnight, your transformation is a journey. Start with one situation, one behavior, one moment where you want to be different. Then, like a method actor preparing for a role, 1. Define who you want to be in that moment. 2. Study and understand the traits you need. 3. Practice in safe spaces. 4. Give yourself permission to evolve. 5. Show up consistently in your new role. Before we wrap up today's episode, here's your transformation toolkit takeaway. Choose one situation in your life where you want to be different. Decide who you want to be in that moment. Then, like Lady Gaga, Lana Del Rey, Madonna, and Beyoncé, give yourself permission to become that person. Remember, transformation isn't about overnight change. It's about consistent, intentional choices that gradually reshape who you are. As Madonna said, it takes hard work, but the results can be extraordinary.